Hello, my wedding vendor friends. My name is Dana G, and I am the general manager of the Wedding Planner and Guide and wedplan.com here in Madison, Wisconsin. And this video is an overview of all of our advertising options and some other marketing services we have added to our mix. So I'll be flipping through our marketing kit to give you further explanations on what we offer. And even if you've worked with us for years or in the past, I do think you will find this helpful as we have changed some things up for this year, and we've added some new offerings that our vendors have suggested to us. So I just thought this would be an easier way to explain things further to all of our vendors, any potential new vendors, since we're not able to meet with everyone and with the short time frame that COVID has left us with. I just thought this would be the fastest way for everyone to get the information so decisions can be made and we can also meet our deadlines. I just know it can be hard going back and forth with emails trying to explain everything that is on our marketing kit. So I just thought this would be helpful to understand everything better and figure out what is of interest to you for your particular business. And I say we because Kelly and I both do sales. We are both always happy to talk about any of this further through email, phone, or Zoom. I just think it is so good to know more about your business and what your needs are and what we can possibly package together to get the most offerings possible into your budget this year. We can figure out where we can afford to get you any discounts or free add-ons or other ways we can possibly help you promote your business. Is just a thank you for your continued support of our business during all this crazy COVID mess. So sit back, relax, take some notes. Here's an update and an overview of what we're offering. First of all, I do want to say that you definitely do want to continue advertising and promoting your business through all of this. I know budgets this year are small, or you're thinking maybe not existent, whatever the case may be. We are definitely happy to help you figure something out to keep working together, a discount or a payment plan if that's necessary. Because even despite what's happening right now, couples are definitely still planning. It's a variety of sizes. We know anywhere from 10 to 50 guests to a full-blown wedding. We've seen it all. So it's now even becoming popular for people to have multiple celebrations. So a variety of vendors are involved with each of those. So, something small now and a bigger party later. So you do definitely want to continue being active and present. So when they are on their search for their vendors, they will find you. And we want to be, of course, the ones to help you reach those couples in the upcoming year, which typically means if they are planning for a 2021, if they are planning in 2021 with our resources, it is for a 2022 wedding. So even if your 2021 calendar is filling up, this video is definitely still for you because these marketing efforts will definitely go beyond this upcoming year. I just wanted to also point out, here's just a side note in case this helps you help your couples. For those couples who have had to reschedule due to COVID, we have connected them with some of our wedding planner and guide vendors through mass emails to like a particular category. Like if a couple had a change of plans and now a certain vendor wasn't available, we were able to send emails and we were asking, who was available for that particular date to help them find a new vendor quickly instead of them having to seek people out only to find people weren't available on this short notice of adding a date and moving forward. So we do have a database of our vendors, of course. So this is fairly, quick and painless for me on our end to do this quick search and send out an email with that couple in the that bride or groom in the CC, so they can get the responses of who's available. So please know that we are always here to help if you have a couple who needs a quick connection to find one of our vendors who has that open date. Another note before I move on to the marketing kit is about our shows. I just want to make sure I cover this as, of course, many of you have asked. And I will say this year has proven to be challenging, to say the least. But we have surveyed couples and surveying couples and also vendors We have found that in-person connections to learn about products and services and to meet people and learn more about their personalities is something they said, both, couples and vendors said this was key to getting new business and starting relationships between the couples and the vendors. So we have worked really hard, one step forward, two steps back, trying to think outside the box with all of this and how we can proceed with the, you know, present situation related to everyone's health and the various guidelines. And so far, we just need to take each season, we're taking each season case by case, show by show, trying to continue in as safe a way as possible. Our new upcoming show, which is called Weddings and Wine, an outdoor wedding show experience, will be held on the grounds at Sugar Lamb Barn on August 23rd. That's from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. Vendors will definitely be distanced throughout the property and some in the barn with the side door being open with airflow. So couples can still have a chance to come out and check out displays, talk with vendors, have a bite to eat, and of course, as the title says, have a glass of wine or some other food or drink of choice. So we're excited about that. Our typical winter show at Alliant is, of course, in question, as you could imagine. So don't be surprised that due to the current Dane County regulations, that the date and location for this event will more than likely change. The current situation will also, more than likely affect the size of this type of event we do, the layout, how the traffic flows. But I've seen shows recently, like a month ago in Milwaukee, and I see that they're having other ones. And I did personally attend the one in July to check it out and see how they were doing things. And I really felt, safe with how they had things set up. So I definitely feel this is something that can be done in some way. We just always want to try to do things as safe as we can. Well, of course, still, continuing to do business for you and, to be honest, for us. Shows are one of our key revenue sources for our year. So I can't wait for Weddings and Wine, and stay tuned on the winter show. Plans are currently in the works, but we will not know, right now, but as things progress, we will keep you informed. I'm going to just screen share here, flip over to our marketing kit. So bear with me. I really do miss meeting with our vendors one-on-one, and I will do my best with this to explain everything that is on here. And as I mentioned, further discussion is always welcome because each vendor situation is different, each budget, your different needs. So I'm happy to help figure out a plan of what could possibly work for you. And by all means, we are a small business as well, so we definitely know the cash flow issues for us and everyone else right now, and things can be limited. But we can work together to support each other and figure out how we can work together. The first thing I'm going to cover is our print and digital advertising package. So originally we were going to charge separately to be a part of our app because it was a new service we offered, a revenue stream, but we have since decided that we want all of our vendors to be able to be on there. And knowing that an additional expense probably isn't in the cards right now, we packaged it together with our print and online profiles. So you don't have to pay more this year to get promoted in all three of our resources. You would be included in the publication with a print ad, as well as in the digital version of the guide, which is on our website. And you would also be included on wedplan.com with one of our vendor profiles, as well as a full profile on the app. That is all listed up here under print and digital advertising package. Our new WedPlan vendor app will be debuted soon, as we're still, the joy of programming, we're still working on a couple glitches, but it is almost finalized. This offers our couples an overview of all of our vendors, their products, their services, and it's a way to connect, for the couple to connect right through the app to the vendors. They can keep all their correspondence right within the app, which can help that it not get lost or clutter their regular inbox. The main goal of the app is to connect with the vendors, but it does have special features in addition to the vendor connections, like a camera to snap pictures, for instance, if they're at a show or a consultation and there's something that they want to keep in their records, they can snap a picture and keep it in the app, which is definitely easier, to find with all their wedding stuff versus searching their phone or their computer on, oh, what did I do with that, picture? I wanted to show that to my wedding planner or whatever. Also, as they scroll through the vendors, they can mark a heart by the vendors that they like, and it will put that vendor profile into their favorites folder, so they can keep track of either who they like or maybe their dream team once things are set up, can be in that favorites folder so they know who they're working with. Also in the app, there are important tips for each category, different things to know, things to do, questions to ask your vendors, as well as the timelines of what to do and when. Before we actually created the app, we met with couples and we asked them what they wanted. And their answer was an easy to use app. They wanted it to help them find vendors. And they really loved that we are a local company with local connections. They just felt like our vendors were people they could trust. And they said that we had a nice variety of vendors for each category. So they wanted us to just keep things simple, short reads, inspiring images. So you will find that our app is purposely created to be simple and easy to use. You don't need all the bells and whistles all the time to get the job done. So we just wanted to get the couples the main information they needed. And for us being local, the vendor connections are key. There were some changes to print this year. One would be the 80-word descriptions. For those that had those, they will no longer be something you purchase because they will no longer be in the back of the guide. We will still have each vendor listed with contact information by category with their business name, address, phone number, email, and website. But to save you money on having to purchase that, we have decided to make the write-up free for all of our vendors and just place it on your, online profile and the profile you'll have on the app. These just took up so many pages in our publication, and we feel it would be just as easy to direct them to cross-reference our other resources. As there are also definitely more detailed information about each of our vendors on our site and in the app, which is also why another change is that we are taking out our ceremony and reception charts out of the guide itself. And again, to save space, but more importantly, because the app definitely offers the ability to cover way more information on each venue than what we are allowed in print. Before I get into the pricing on the print and digital advertising package, I've been asked many times about the popularity or the effectiveness of print advertising, especially now that people are watching their budget more than ever. Of course, online, gives couples such an easy access to anything they want to know. So that's, of course, the main reason people are questioning this. But couples have told us that searching online can often just be so time consuming and overwhelming. They just don't know, where to go, who's who, and they really find our guide easy to use and less overwhelming. And they love finding all the information in one place. And once again, they just said that they trust our publication because it is locally based. And they feel like if people are in our publication, they are good people to work with. And I'd have to say I agree. I love our vendors and they're good people to work with. So print is definitely not dead when it comes to our wedding planner and guide. So I do hope you continue considering the full package that gets you the print and the digital. Couples can find our publication. Like I said, a digital version is always online, but a hard copy through our vendors, through our shows. We have other distribution locations that aren't vendors throughout the area. Paul does really well keeping up on restocking areas often. So we also can mail copies to those that request them through our website. And to be honest, I actually even did porch drops during lockdown. As you can imagine, a lot of people were planning, replanning, and so forth, and guides were being requested, and I was sitting home, so I thought, why not? So we're always trying to think outside the box, how to continue with what we do. Couples just say they still, regarding print, they love something tangible, handheld. They love the planning advice that our publication gives, taking them step by step through the process. marking, they like marking vendors and the images they like, taking notes in the worksheet and checklist sections. And yes, they are doing a lot online, of course, but they have said that, and it is true, they use a combination of ways to find vendors. There's no one way. You want to be present in as many ways as you can possibly afford, or any free publicity that you can get, which we have offerings for that too. Each couple just uses so many different means to find different vendors. They can Google search, they search other people's websites, our websites, and of course, referrals are always key. But our wedding planner and guide offerings do offer a wide variety of ways to reach them. Like I said, print, digital, our social platforms, our shows, and it all just works really well together. So you go to a show and then maybe you get a guide, or you find us on your social, but all of that from there, eventually it takes them to our vendors, websites, and is an introduction and connection to all of our vendors. So essentially, we're hoping to lead them to you. So the package pricing here, those are annual, and so they can be paid in full for a 5% discount. Or I totally understand if you can't afford paying the full amount right now. It can definitely be broken into smaller monthly payments throughout the year. So maybe you're saying, oh, I can't do $1,200. There is just no way, but you can do $100 a month. And that monthly payment varies again, depending on the size and so forth. But we can set up that on auto pay, and that is really just easier for both of us. You don't have to send a check on a monthly basis, and we don't have to track down checks each month either. So we can just put a credit, debit, or bank account on file, and it does, auto withdrawals of whatever amount you want to set up. And you can, spread that over the full 12-month period, or, whatever might work for you. The amount, of course, is based on the ad size that you choose in the guide itself, but that ranges from an 8th-page ad all the way up to our 2-page spread. And then we have a couple special features, such as the vendor spotlight, which is in print and on the blog, and the venue profile, which, just to let you know, these both are more uniform pieces containing particular information, questions that we ask you, and they are certain layouts versus a display ad, which can be the photos or, content of your choosing. So the content we have in these are definitely on purpose. So you can choose black and white or add full color. The spotlight and the full page venue, those do need to be in color. So discuss that with us. Color is just more appealing, and especially when it comes to weddings, the images are just amazing. So you definitely want to be more appealing with the color ads. But again, talk to us about all of this, because sometimes when people, buy more with us or whatever, I'll get into, discounts in a little bit, but we do have the possibility of working with that color charge. So keep that in mind. All ads follow the section they pertain to, and they're in order by size. So if you're a photographer, follow the photography section. The other option is right here. You can purchase a premium position, such as the inside front cover, inside back, or the back cover. Some people renew those from year to year, so it's just best to check with your sales rep what's available. Or sometimes people do a certain page, I want page 5, I want to be across from the table of contents, whatever, different pages at the beginning of the publication, or being the first ad following a certain article. Those, of course, have to be the bigger ads, because we do go in order by size. But we do also have a great designer, Lindsay. Shout out to Lindsay. So if you need help putting together a professional and effective ad, we are definitely here to help you. We've all been doing this for a long time. And especially, I think, with things happening with COVID, they always say when you do your advertising, it's good to, conquer people's fears, or, give them the most information and things like that. So I think we can help with ways of, what are you offering right now that could, make them sway your way, because what your current offerings are fit the needs of their situation, COVID related or not, I guess. But by all means, if you already have the talents and the means of putting your own ad together, you can provide the ad to us, and we would send you the ad specs of what is needed. So no matter what you're thinking of doing, it is just always best. I know I just quickly went over this, but always best to have a conversation. I guess once I hear what you're up to, your existing offerings, what new offerings you may have come up with since all of this, what's been working for you in the past, what hasn't been working, my brain tends to go into overdrive, people. I can help people think of ways to get you promoted with either adding features at a reasonable price or reworking former choices just to fit in something new that you'd like to give a try, or maybe that you didn't think of trying, but I might be able to suggest. Conversations lead to, talking about networking groups, NAWP, NACE, Tuesdays together, things that I know that you may not know, or people that I know that you may not know. So conversations are always great to further discuss any of this. If you purchase, I'm going to jump to the discounts here. If you purchase multiple insertions, like you have an ad under two different categories, or you want an ad in a vendor spotlight and print, or you're a venue and you want a venue profile, but also continue with your display ad in the reception section, then we do start discounting. So you buy the first ad and any additional insertion is half price. And that's half price of the black and white rate, because usually when you buy multiple insertions, then we definitely figure out how to get some free color on at least one of those. So I know we touched base on this before, but the free color is typically $350, but we do offer this free for our new advertisers. We just want to start them off with, typically their budgets start low, and we want it to be the most appealing as possible. So we start them off on the right foot. Color also makes our publication look better. So it's a win-win for everyone. So if you purchase a quarter page or larger for new advertisers, we throw that in. And for existing clients, you may want to try, a bigger ad for the year, or add on other services that, you're spending more money with us. Some of that is a free gift to you, sometimes just for trying something new and upgrading. It's also possible if you buy multiple products or services, like I said, just talk to us about that and see how that can work for both of us as far as that goes. Although the full package is the best bang for your buck and getting exposure across the board, we definitely understand some people are only interested in digital. So we did separate that out, so you can just buy those options separately, and they're all listed down here under the online options. You can get a vendor profile on the web and on our app for $600 for the year, or like I said before, you can pay monthly on auto pay. But please note, if you look at that $600, it is not too much more to jump to the full package. So you could have the print as well. And the print is still one of our best resources. So I highly suggest not just going to the digital. Our book is still the best known resource that we have. And the other two just kind of complement that. And that may change, over time. But so far, that is still the case. And it just will give you the best well-rounded package. And I would think that if you would do the math, you may find, especially if you break it into multiple payments, that sometimes the small difference a month, in the monthly charge, it's such a small difference that it would be worth getting the full package. So kind of just consider that when you're trying to decide. But we also offer other advertising on our website, such as tile ads, featured vendor tiles, and spotlight blogs, all of which I will show you examples of in a minute, and I can further explain those. But here's just the pricing on the rate sheet for those that you can refer back to. So moving down, deadlines. So deadlines, yeah, everybody, I don't know, loves, hates deadlines. Our deadlines, which are September 1st this year, it's coming up quickly. That's for ad contracts, and September 15th for the actual ad materials, or if you're submitting your own ad. These are earlier this year, and for a couple very important reasons to us. We have deadlines with the printer. We have deadlines to get things going online. It's a lot of inputting of information, as the new year approaches. So with the hundreds of vendors we work with, and hopefully, to be honest, continue to work with, the old deadline was just making it a little stressful for our staff trying to get everything done. in such a short period of time anyway. As unfortunately, a lot of people are busy too, so they tend to wait until our deadline to make those decisions, which leads to a bit of scramble on our end trying to do everything during a certain period of time. But also, due to this year's circumstances, our company has been also hit hard, like most of you, and our employees have been furloughed or volunteering, some of their time. So we have, a way shorter sales period this year, and we really just need to know, who's committed for the upcoming year so we can get all the contracts done, in and done, the ads designed, and still get some of our photo shoots done with people, who are signing up. And overall, I guess just to plan what we can expect for a number of vendors so we can plan for our page count. Everything kind of works together, how many vendors, how many editorial pages. So we just need that. So I'm going to switch over to the next page here. During the recent quarantine, we reached out to our vendors. We just wanted to find out, who may be interested in what for the upcoming year, because uncertain times, can be scary for all of us. Thankfully, many said they were still on board to work with us for advertising. They still wanted to do photo shoots, and all of them we're hopeful for more shows in the future because people are still planning and vendors do still need business. So they want to work with us. So we are appreciative of that. But on the survey, we also asked people for new suggestions as, things are changing. What are their needs? We always want to know what you guys need. So we wanted to find out how we could help businesses promote themselves. And we got some great suggestions. So over here, first of all, vendors told us that they do not often feel like they have the professional photos that they need to best represent their business in their ads, in their marketing materials. Social posts are really popular and they want that to look good in their websites. And it is essential, I have it underlined, bolded, that those look up to date. They look on trend, they look professional. You just want that all to look good. It is, the impression of your company from the beginning. So everything needs to look great. So we have added a couple marketing photo packages to our mix of offerings. We would work with you to capture the photos and the video clips, and you can use these for your marketing efforts. And then we could definitely then give some free shout outs on our social, with what we worked on together. Showing off some great images and a little shout out to you. And then, of course, the images and clips would be yours to use as you needed for your marketing efforts as well. Another suggestion was marketing video creation, which I'll scoot down here. This basically started while people were at home during lockdown, and I was racking my brain trying to think of ways to help our vendors. More specifically, I wanted to think of a way to help the vendors who were supposed to be in our spring show that had to be canceled due to COVID. I just wanted to find a way for them to still be able to promote their business since they missed that show. And I thought with people spending, more than usual time on their computers and people still planning weddings, we had asked those vendors to send a quick 1-minute video to promote their business. And I will say some had professional videos already on hand, and some, created short videos using like some photos they had on hand, and they did a video, of them speaking. So then they put it together as like photos and a voiceover. Some were pretty basic with just here I am speaking to my phone, kind of, during quarantine time, anything could happen. So the rhyme or reason of what people provided was a mixed bag, but we added them to our YouTube channel, to their vendor profile on our website if they had one, and we also promoted them on our Instagram and Facebook feeds. But I would say only about a third of the vendors that were supposed to be in that spring show took advantage of this opportunity. And I totally get that some just weren't even around. They were furloughed, laid off, whatever. But many of them that were still around just said that they didn't have the time or the talent to create a video. They would love to do one, and they just asked if we could help. So we came up with 2 options. The first option is content provided video creation. So just like the name says, you provide a video of you speaking and your business and photos, and we edit it together into a beautiful professional looking piece. Again, we would add that to our YouTube channel, your existing profile. We could give a shout out on our social media pages, and then you would have full rights to that video to use as you please. So on your website, your social platforms, video is really great for social these days. And this is also something you could email to your couple. So say they inquire about your services, video definitely offers a quick introduction, more personal connection than just reading a PDF of information. Like I said, it's popular on social. And if you put your videos in YouTube, YouTube ranks high in searches. So when you search something, videos come up quite high on the search feed. So definitely videos are something you want to consider. The second option under videos is the premium marketing video creation, which is basically full production. So we would meet with you, consult and plan for you what you want to do, prior to your video coverage date. And then on the shoot date, we would take photos and video and then edit them together into professional vendor video. And again, you would have access to, the clips and photos from that, and also the final video to just use as you wish. And once again, we would promote you as well on our social. So we ourselves are present on a variety of social platforms. We use Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, YouTube. We just feel, especially with the Instagram, Facebook, and Pinterest, those are very, I guess I would say wedding friendly. I guess I don't see like a Twitter being, something with related as much to weddings as the Instagram, Facebook, and Pinterest. And although people say, oh, younger people aren't looking at Facebook, they do when it comes to weddings. There's Facebook forums out there. That's sometimes how they look people up, because most businesses do have a Facebook page for their business. So it's an easy way to look people up. So but we are present on those social platforms, and we really do love to include our wedding planner and guide vendors as much as possible in our feeds. So if you have real weddings, or we're involved in a styled shoot, or have a great idea you just want considered, email me directly, or send your real wedding or whatever to Lindsay if you'd like. She does our social media. That is weddings with an S, weddings@wedplan.com. Or if you have something special you want to promote regarding your business on our social feeds, discuss that with your sales rep on what may be more editorial versus what may be actual advertising for your business, to know if it's a free thing or if it's something we have to charge for. But in regards to your own social pages, you definitely do need to be present. That's where they are looking daily. This can be an overwhelming task indeed, to do it correctly, keep up with it, have things look good. So once again, vendors have asked if we could help with their social media management. So we came up with a couple packages to help you manage your own social media presence. It has just become, excuse me, social media has just become so important that the bottom line is that you just need to be there. But I know if you're like me, you're really busy, you possibly wear many hats and you don't have the time, or again, like me, I don't have the talents to create beautiful graphics or the time to curate all the content and figure out scheduling. So guess what? For me, I found someone to do it for me, and I'd love to set you up with our social guru. Um, we too are a small company, so I definitely, questioned what we could afford. But the bottom line was pretty much we could not afford not to. We just needed to be present, and so do you. And I didn't have the time to do it myself. And although it came with a little bit of a price tag, I have definitely found that the return on investment is definitely there. Our social presence, we've just gained a better reputation due to our creative and quality content. It has led more people, from our social to our website, which leads them to our vendors. So obviously that keeps our vendors coming back. And we also gained new vendors I think essentially because we just look better. The whole presence sets kind of a tone and image for a company in general, telling businesses and couples that we are someone that they want to work with. We do quality work. So we would love to help you find your place on social with thoughtfully curated and planned posts. You'll find that having us do this more as a freelance relationship versus hiring someone on board, whether part-time or full-time, will definitely save you money. We understand the wedding market on both sides. We know how social works, we know how the wedding market works. So to put those two things together for the person that you choose to help you with this, I know there's people out there that do this, but hopefully you would trust that we do know both sides. So we can help you create your profiles, your pages, plan the content, and then come up with scheduling. So all of that is mentioned on the rate card, but we can definitely talk in more detail if that's something people are interested in. And obviously that can be added at any time, but I guess I would say start social sooner than later because that is where people are at. So I'm just going to switch here. On the next section, it just shows various sizes of our ads at the top of the page here. We're more of a digest size magazine. I know many of you know what we do, but in case you don't, if that helps you envision the sizes, if you don't already work with us. And then below are some samples of our website options, which I'm actually going to try and switch my screen here so you can see these bigger. Bear with me. So this is our website. This is the homepage, of course. Let's scroll through here. To the left here, as it says, these are our recent posts on our blog. So if you had a vendor spotlight, I know there's one right here. Twig and Olive had recently done a vendor spotlight. Or if you had a real wedding or styled shoot, this is where it would appear at first. And then as time goes on, it moves down the home page, but then eventually you could still find it by the search tool or by clicking on the blog tab in the menu bar. Down the right-hand column of the home page, you'll find our tile ads, our featured vendor tiles. This first one here, this is a page sponsor tile, so it's always the first tile that they will see. And this links to this person's website. Below that, you will find our featured vendors. These are monthly, so are the tiles as well, if I didn't mention that. These are featured tiles, and this one, instead of linking to the website, it actually leads to their vendor profile page. So I'm just going to click on one here to show you that. So it goes to their vendor profile page instead of their website. And yes, for the featured vendors, people have asked me this, you do need to have a vendor profile through either the print and digital package or the digital only package to be a featured vendor, because you need that vendor profile. Basically, you need to be a vendor with us to be a featured vendor, and we need that vendor profile to have, the link available there. So the two things work together. So I hope that makes sense. And as you scroll down the home page, you will come across other vendor tile ads, which, as you can see, they are a photo and specific fonts that we choose. That is really just to help us with the aesthetics of our website and keep things looking cohesive and not too much visual noise with, different logos and logo colors going on with what everyone has for their logo. So that is that there. So I'm going to go back to that vendor profile. So this is an example of a vendor profile. You have the 9 photos. If you click on view gallery, it shows them larger so you can see the image and scroll through them. And this is where you can find a vendor video. You can tell there's a little icon over it. So we can fit that into your images. The profile, of course, includes your business name, this is where the 80-word description would go. We try and reference that you have a video so they're aware of it. Your address, phone number, links to your, connect with the vendor, links to your email, website, and then links to your social platforms. I do want to point out one suggestion I would have. If your social platforms aren't like up to snuff, or meaning not looking good or up to date, or you just haven't had time to spend on it, I guess I would just suggest not doing that at all, as that can cause more harm than good. You might look like you're no longer in business because you haven't, posted in forever, or you don't have the quality content that it might turn them off. Ideally, it's just so important to get those key platforms up to date and professional looking. They will purposely look you up, on your social, through Google searches, YouTube videos, you name it. So the key is to get your social looking good, your website looking good, because social will definitely send them to your website. And that's, all of that will be where they will go before even contacting you. So I'm going to just switch here. Back over to that vendor spotlight blog that I had mentioned. This vendor spotlight blog, if someone purchased the print blog package, this is the blog portion, of course, of what they get, but this is one thing that you can purchase on its own separately. It's a uniform piece. It's certain questions we ask and photos that you provide. And it actually includes a series of 3 posts in a particular week on our social pages, Instagram and Facebook. And those posts link them to your spotlight. And we purposely do 3 posts within that week. So, if people look at their feeds at different times, you don't just get a like one and done, and if we miss people, too bad. Like over a 3-day period, people should be checking their feeds, and it's different ways or different days for people to reach you. And the post content is a little different each day, so it's not the exact same post. So if you do more than one of these, like you did one last year and you want to do another one this upcoming year in a particular month, or maybe you want to do a series over a few different months, we do have different, templates with different questions that will be asked, and you can use different photos each time. If you want to talk about something specific that's not in the questions, you can definitely bring it to the table. But we do have different questions to ask, because you don't want your blog post to be the same every time, and we don't want to run the same content either. So those are all examples of our online options that can be purchased separately, or some as an add-on to the packages. But again, if you are wanting to do a variety of things with us to reach couples across multiple resources that we have, it's best to talk to us so we can find ways that might save you money with these multiple purchases. And we often have ideas on ways you may never have thought of or aren't even aware of, to help get you promoted. And we are always open to new ideas, as well as you can tell, like the new ideas that we got helped us create some new offerings. We just want to find things that work for you, and conversations are the best way that can lead to kind of some brainstorming together after we have a better understanding of what you're doing and what you're all about. So anyway, I'm going to switch back to my marketing kit, so bear with me one more time. So speaking of new ideas, I just want to head over to this last page here about our custom masks. And all I have to say is, yes, when life throws you a pandemic, you think of new ways to create a revenue stream or to add to your revenue stream. But I do think this is still fitting of our industry. We can create custom masks. We do this locally. I teamed with Lindsay. She does the local design and printing, and we have the connection. So we partnered together. And I know you can get, these on websites, and people are selling masks all over, but this is local printing, supporting a couple local businesses. So I hope you consider us. It's not going to make us millionaires or anything, but it's just an effort to make some revenue, but also to help people, because obviously everyone's needing to wear masks right now. So If you need a fillable version of this form, just let me know. You can fill it out right on your computer, attach it to an email, and send it back. And I would say once you get that in and we send you proof, and then Lindsay does the printing and then ships it from her place, it's usually about a week, I would say, before you would get those received. So you can have your logo or some other graphic, be as creative as you want. I just think it would be perfect, like if you were working a wedding show or you're at an actual wedding or event, or even just day-to-day business and you have, clients coming in wanting to meet but want to wear masks. Pretty much your name is on your face and in their face. So perfect for letting them know who you are. So we also can create ones that, are fun with Mr. or Mrs. or bride and groom or whatever idea you may have. But I think the bride and groom, Mr. and Mrs., those would be great gifts even for your wedding couples. I know so many of them, are upset that they have to wear masks, but maybe if it was something fun, they might be more open to it. Or even if it's something that, if masks aren't totally mandatory for their event and they just want it for a fun, picture for the wedding, it's just a great idea. But definitely, if you are in Weddings and Wine, our show coming up here, this would be a great idea. When you're meeting within your booth area, to have a mask on, and then they would definitely. It's better than a booth sign. You're right in their face, letting them know who you are. But yeah, with the current state mandate, this would be a great add-on to your Weddings and Wine contract. So let us know there. But anyway, I just hope you all find this helpful and that I hope I didn't overwhelm you with all of this or put you to sleep, I guess, for that matter. But again, the best thing is to talk to me and Kelly about things you're interested in, and we can try and figure out what works best for you in particular, our best overall pricing with the interests that you have, our options, incentives we may be able to offer, discounts to your payment plans. My email is Dana, DANA, at wedplan.com. And if you work with Kelly, her email is Kelly, which is Kelly, at wedplan.com. And we also both have these easy scheduler programs that we can send you the link. And if you want to pick a date and time that you want to talk about anything further, if you just want to shoot us an email, that's still fine too. Or if that you definitely want to work with email, it is, I don't know. I think it's best to talk further. But if you want to do email, that's fine too. Or if you know what you want already and there's no question about it, email works just as fast. So if you do that, it's just best to say everything that you may be interested in and your possible budget, because that just helps us figure out maybe we can get it for you less than what you planned, or maybe we know a way, to work out something different. We just want to work out a package that will work best for you. So overall, we just want the opportunity to continue working with all of you in some way by discussing your business, learning about your current situation and what your needs are, and then we just want to help you figure out what would work best to match all those needs and the budget you may be dealing with right now. So thank you for your time. Again, I hope you're all still awake. Thanks for your continued support. I will say I am so grateful for all the phone calls and emails I've gotten of people wanting to tell me, that they do want to work with us. They want to work something out, as they appreciate how we've helped their business in the past, or how we've helped, couples and vendors during, this time of COVID, and they want us here for years to come. And that means so much to me, and trust me, I want to be here too. And we're working hard to try and make that happen. So this is just definitely a time where we all need to continue working together so we can all be in the wedding industry for years to come. So let us know what we can do for you. We just have a great wedding community here in Madison and beyond, in Wisconsin. So we just need to find ways to help each other out, how we can all make this work together. So stay strong, and please do connect with us as soon as possible, as we're approaching deadlines, and would just love to help you move forward in any way possible with us. So let's make lemonade out of lemons, and cheers to you from me and our WedPlan team. Thank you so much.